Hello, I'm ND. This is Banished. I've got a frog in my throat, and I know what the next line to that one is, and I'm not going to say it. So in the previous episodes, I built loads of these orchards and whatnot. However, it got pointed out to me I could have stuck mines down there, especially if I'm not going to go around playing with mining mods. However, I will go and look. I'm still not going to look to some yet. I keep meaning to. Kind of got distracted a little bit with work and whatnot. So these nomads, do I accept them? How many do I'm going to get? 47. That's going to be a huge population boost. And I'm going to have a lot of houses, but they are going to be uneducated. Me, I do apologise for that. Don't know if I caught that on the microphone, but just like, burps. Yes, a big question. Do I take in 47 nomads? Now I do have the boarding houses to populate. I do kind of need the fishermen. I could do with the extra people. I am worried very massively. I'm going to deny them for now. The next lot of nomads, I will seriously probably let them. I'll seriously consider letting them in. I was going to say the fact of the matter is I probably will let them in. I need a bit more farmers. I need to take 2 people out somewhere. I still need to get my fishermen up yet. Do you want me the odd graphical bug, but generally, I know I keep raising this issue. Some of these bugs do actually irk me quite. Well, they irk me enough for me to point them out. And we will leave it at that. Mostly because I find it more amusing than actual, annoyance. I know, I shouldn't really be building on this side of the map. Over here is going to be the next one, but it's going to take so long for that to actually build. I'm not scared of that. This place still isn't full of warm coats, and it's still not full of steel tools, but my steel tools is rather high. I could probably fill this and still have 2 left over, so because the warm coats is struggling quite a bit. However, the tailors have only just caught up with the blacksmiths in numbers. And so I think there's 1 tailor in every market, and there's 2 blacksmiths in this one market right near the mines. So you start comparing things like that. There we go. Bit more fishermen. We have a trader. I never did check out to see what that trader actually took. By the looks of it, it took all my ale. Starts up here and works its way down. And probably, if I go down to... Probably goes like the opposite way to this list. It'll use ale to buy logs. Rather than using logs to buy logs. Now, if I was supposed to be buying logs, you wouldn't have logs stored here. My ale count's gone massively down. But nothing else seems to have been touched. I don't even know what this person's trading. SU. You can put in orders with merchants, but I never do. I like the randomness of them, so... Make sure everyone's job got filled. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm out of labourers, basically. What should I make the beer down here out of? I don't know what I'm building it. I'm using in other places, so let's have a look. Got peach. and apple, so this place needs a local variety change. Go with cherry. Can I even make cherry? Yeah, we'll make some cherry ale. Now, I was looking for the achievements and I have to make a bridge that is 50 units long. And that's 87. I mean, look at the size of that bridge, that's ridiculous. However, it might prove useful. But I am seriously considering building it. It'll take a lot of wood and a little bit of stone. All kind of depends on how they can walk around. I mean, having one goes along here may look better. That's 97. But I don't need it at the moment. I was wondering, where can you build a bridge that's 50? Because this river is never straight enough going horizontal or vertical really to build a bridge on it. Might be able to build one on here. So I was a little curious. I mean, that field never got hot. Oh, no, it's dying off. That field's dying off. Nearly frost. I mean, we're only in early mid-autumn. But that's a lot of food just to go to waste. Because these houses haven't been built. So the cat tends to fields as effectively as one hopes. I mean, these fields were probably empty. I used the probably there because they may not have been. Our logs have gone down considerably. But I did use a lot of logs to try to buy them. Indeed. And the maximum is 1,000. So keep an eye on that one. See, right now, I can easily spend 500 logs on a project. That's no problem. So I do have to keep an eye on that. I do feel like we're getting our people under control a bit better. Herbalist, I could probably halve my herbalist count right now. I've just hit the cap. I did set that to 1,000 herbs and yeah. Did I not? Did I not? Yeah, so, you know, I'm swimming in herbs. Metaphorically. The waiting game again, really. If I can have 2 in each, I've got 5 herbalists basically working. I'm not that fussed where they work, so no point in turning the buildings off. Just where do I build next? I mean, I've really got to wait for this marketplace and houses over here to finish. Really don't need another blacksmith. If anything, I could do with another tailor. We don't have enough farmers. That's seriously going to become the curse of this game, is farming. I've had one game before, I've had like 300 odd people farming. And I still wasn't bringing in enough food. All my other industries were dead. They were all farmers, and I wasn't bringing in enough food. And that's because they couldn't clear the fields fast enough, because I had too many farms. I mean, I think I literally had an adult population of 300, all farming. And then, because I had that many farms, and the houses weren't spread out, and I come across this method where you build a marketplace, get the the living standards up a bit, and you build the farmlands in between them. Seriously, how can you have a cold house? Your clothing is ragged. Get some. I've got clothing. Go get some clothes. Ragged, ragged. I've got clothes. Go get clothes, guys. I don't have that many clothes, but I've got clothes. Warm coats, I've got like 800 stored up, so... I have production. So, I mean, we're producing about 200 coats. I mean, we produced clothes, yeah, about 200, and we've used 100. So we're producing twice as many coats as we need, which is good. Yeah, not producing enough ale. Last year we used 500 ale, and I've only produced 150. Same with the coal, look. Not producing enough coal. Logs, we're about on production to use. Anything I could do with a few more foresters. One of you let me know about this as well in the town hall. Can't do much about stone. Iron, about on range. This year we're not produced as much, but we have dipped into the stockpiles a bit. I mean, last year we used like nearly 3,000 fuel. This year we produced, you know, nearly 4,000, so fuel's still going up. Got enough fuel. Tools is brilliant at the moment, really. In fact, I could probably knock off another blacksmith. Trade. Food, but I don't particularly need food now. Corn? Do we need corn? Might not have corn. Oh no, we do have corn. Which one am I thinking of then? Ah! We got wheat, we got cherry, we got all the others. Can ask them to bring up this stuff, look. But I think we've got enough. Just kind of trying to find out what these four are now that I'm missing. Now I could order them, but they cost me bread, and they'll come in more expensive. So not too fast. It can just stay there. Well, he can disappear. So it's spring again. Kind of building everything up. Another fishing dock going up there. Got just assigned for random fishermen. We got them bridges up. So that will hopefully speed up these fishermen. Into maybe using a nearby storage barn. Hopefully they'll start using this once they're all three of them. But they could go up to here, I suppose. I forgot I even set them up to build, if I'm honest. Been waiting for these houses to build. I mean, each one of these takes 2. But we've got at least like 25 houses worth of building to get done. Which looks about right, really, when you start considering the numbers. I mean, that one takes 4. Then I've got a tavern down here. Takes 3. So, you know, I've got about 20 houses that need building. 7, 14-ish houses. 15, 16. Yeah, 20 houses practically makes sense. Considering how much I was kind of scared on food, and then told them to build all of these places up, and then actually didn't build them up. Yeah, the situation can be so fluid. I mean, we're coming up to late spring and that field's not been tended to. Because these houses haven't been built really. They're having to travel a long way just to tend to the field. But yeah, we're just kind of waiting for this village to get built. There's the other fishing hut coming on land. And this one will be coming on land soon. I mean, let's compare these numbers now. 310 fish. 108, and that's because they're living quite far away. 660. 71. Because their workplace is just so far away from where they're living. Nearly 1,000 fish from there. So the fishermen are worth it, but you do need to have little homes for them. Little communes like this. Should build like a string of homes along here to help this little bit of industry down here work more effectively. Again, it's basically a case of Gavin's hut. There we go. Now these are bringing in last season 4.8. They're 900. They're like 1,100, 1,200 worth of goods. I can't be bothered to break out the calculator. Now this one's a lot closer to home than that would be my Gavin's hut. Nearly each of these, mind you, that's not faring much better. How's this one faring? That one, prime example of how well it's working. Huh? At least well over 2,000 goods there harvested. But on the other hand, that's very variable. This, year in, year out, will keep bringing in 200 venison. This, year in, year out, will keep bringing in 1,500. In fact, that number has increased. And will increase as the numbers, as the years keeps getting worked, go up. So the longer they keep working that same field, the richer the crops become, the more you get. At a distance, not so much. At a downside closer, very much so. I mean, we're up to 15 labourers again. That's quite nice. And we are going to cut down foresters back down to just 12. Because I am going to order a collection of everything on this side of the river. Keep them labourers a bit busy. Got like 20 odd labourers going to start, cutting down forests, hauling in more stone. In fact, I could do with more stone. There we go. And I could do with another quarry. I mean, this one's probably nearly gone. But I do want to look into quarry mods. So I'm kind of edging. No. Let's see what I can do with the quarries first before I go building more. Oh. Got this. I bought this little coriander plant, and the damn thing died on me. All but like 2 new stalks, basically. Everything else on it died on me. Kind of the state of most of the plants you buy, I suppose. I've never had a plant that goes well when you just buy it from a shop. You've always got to take a bit of care of it and trim off the old rubbish. Never had one that good as well. But it came with a couple of flies and they keep buzzing around my monitor and a bit annoying. I'm supposed to be looking after this plant. I've got to really like cut off all the dead part of the plant. Just so the living part can thrive a bit better. It's kind of annoying. Because the fly that lives in there, I don't mind it living in there, but it does like to like fly in my face, especially when I'm recording. All the other times it just kind of leaves me alone, but when I'm recording, nope, in his face. So yeah, if I suddenly like jump or something, don't worry too much. Probably dealing with a fly. Can I increase the priority on here, please? Let's go that way. I'll send some labourers down to clear that tree, and that will get built. Oh, yeah, there we go. And we're getting some housing down here. I'm seriously considering moving my trading post to about here. We can get the traders in a bit faster. However, you know, this is kind of the hub of this world, so I think I'd rather keep it down here. Someone asked me, how do you stop them from trading ale? If they go this way up. Pretty sure I discussed that last episode, just the way they trade. If I discussed it this episode, I do apologise, but it was a valid question, and it's probably what led me to, I think this is the way they trade. And the simple answer is, don't store alcohol in here then. Set up another trading post if you want to leave a bit of a buffer dump like I do, although I don't necessarily use it all that often. So, yeah. When it was asked, I actually gave it some serious consideration. Then I came across sparkling discovery that it doesn't actually matter all that much. Don't store it. Not particularly difficult not to store something. Logs for some stone. That seems like a fair trade to me. I mean, obviously I'm always going to come and check out, so this purchase thing isn't necessarily needed. But in case I do miss one, you know, at least I'll buy raw resources and trade what I actually don't need. That's the idea in here. See, now they only really have to just dump it in here. I only got 2 people working in there, in all fairness. Lots of clinking of hammers as people work. Still plenty of stone, really. There we go. Bit more stone cutters, use up them labourers a bit. Still don't know what to do with the pathing around here. Yeah, just gonna be a bit hodgepodgey around here, I think. Sure. I'll work something out, I'm sure. Trying to think of how to tessellate it quite nicely, but it doesn't need to tessellate, I suppose. You want to be cherry as well. Yeah, I don't know. Waiting for this village to build, I suppose. Idiot was replaced. I am a bit concerned, you know, maybe if the idiots get... I've only ever seen them like crushed by rocks when they've been stone cutters, which makes sense. But I do kind of wonder, you know, can I turn around and say, look, I don't want any idiots in my quarry, please. I mean, my education, look, that blue bar definitely looks to be at the top now, so I'm 100% educated as far as I can tell. If I go to overview, education 99%, clothed 99%. I'm quite surprised we've not seen a bit of a surge in students at the moment. Food's looking good. Production. You know, I'm eating about 40,000 food and producing about 40,000 a year. I mean, them numbers are just massively scary, are they not? But that does show, you know, I need to keep pumping into food production. We didn't produce any herbs. We only produced 20, we only used 27, we've only used 16. Now, technically we've not produced any herbs, but I have seen them numbers go up a little bit. So, just go down to 2 herbalists. Gloves is about half, alcohol is quite nice actually. Balancing out quite nicely. Coal used compared to produced, I need to get more miners on the case. Lots of people have just died on me. Yeah, coal's a definite. Mind you, I mean I'm up to 460. I'm getting coal from somewhere. It's just not being reported properly. Tools is holding on quite nicely. I mean I produced the year before 200 odd tools. Could do with that going down a bit. Fuels, okay, balanced out quite nicely. Irons, maybe not balanced so nicely. There we go, new. I've already produced 300 food, but I'm already down by 800, so that each year off massive deficit really on your food. But I am producing slightly more food. Buy the margins to be a bit bigger, nothing I can do about that. Logs is coming out okay. Although I have just cut them down to size, because I'm going to go cut all that area down here. Told them to clear all this area out. Tavern's being built. The amount of building work that I need to do definitely going down. That quarry's filling up. I'm going to end this episode here today. Mostly because I've got to go and get stuff done around the house. Preferably before I get shouted at. So, I know it's been a bit dull. I know nothing's happened. I know nothing's ever really going to happen in Banished. Because of me running out of food, something ridiculously stupid like. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting on my videos, even though none of you actually are. Thank you very much. And I am really going to pause the episode here, because the tornado just touched down. And we're at the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. This has been Banished. Better tune in next time. Bye.